This is the design studio internship. We've been utilizing the design thinking process.
This summer, I took part in the design studio internship as a part of the Scott Scholar program.
It helps me engage with a lot of people. I got to meet some people that were really cool.
This internship was really the first step for me of saying, I'm going to put myself in a position to be creative, to have the opportunity to problem solve for a real world problem, and to work on my leadership skills.
It's completely different than what I expected. Going through this process manually and coming up with prototypes based off the user rather than just like, oh, I hear a problem and then I'm immediately going to solve it. Forcing myself to slow it down over the long period we have, I think is really fun.
The empathy stage, that really opened my eyes to how important that is to finding a solution. Instead of focusing on the profit, you're focusing on the user who needs that item.
Being able to get that hands-on experience tackling these real issues that matter is a lot of what we're doing here. There's two teams currently in our design studio. For my team in the design studio, our contact was Nebraska Medicine, and they were having issues with language barriers.
And they asked us to look specifically at the discharge issue because a lot of patients would be released from the ER, but they'd come back because they weren't able to follow the instructions correctly. It's also really near and dear to my heart because, my family is from India, so we speak a different language. And we may be fluent in English, but there are a lot of immigrants that we've come across where English is really not their first language in any way, shape, or form.
We've been tasked by Stratcom to look at how they handled their big system of systems updates and to find tensions, find the pain points, and then see if we can develop innovative solutions that make the process more efficient and hopefully save us some taxpayer dollars.
It was kind of cool to start, diving in and just really understanding what the process was.
Design thinking is a human-centered process that encompasses 5 stages, and you'll usually see it drawn as a cycle. It's designed to meet a problem where it's at.
It's cool to see how it really applies to the solution we're trying to find.
There's pressure and there's stress, but it's very low risk, and so it's exciting at the same time. It started with listening to people because we know nothing about Stratcom. We don't even have to practice a beginner's mindset. We literally are beginners.
We got 13 or so interviews, live face-to-face interviews, which was really useful. But once we had those interviews, we were able to find the actual problem because, of course, it's more than just the simple problem statement. We went into the ideation stage. Our dorm wall was covered in sticky notes just from that single stage.
One thing that we've done is, even if it's a silly idea, we just write it down to get it out there. Because sometimes it was our silly ideas that we were able to build off and get something that was really good.
Here we go.
There we go.
What does that mean?
We gotta keep that one.
Or you can.
We have to keep that one.
We try to find an idea that's both positively disruptive, but feasible, especially in our time frame. We only have 10 weeks.
We've been mocking up some really low-res prototypes.
Right now we have about 6 prototypes that are kind of ready to present. One of them is literally an egg carton that we've just kind of modified to look like a little buddy robo translator. It's basically supposed to be a very cute and approachable box or item or something, and then that would be where the translation comes from. We thought this could really help them be more comfortable in that stage and just provide that translation through another means rather than just a phone.
We've actually mocked up a website that looks at, okay, how do you communicate budgeting around emissions perspective? If we can give Stratcom the tools to handle delays smoothly and minimize their impact, I think that's what we're shooting for with these prototypes. If they walk away with a sense of excitement of just, I see what they're doing and it's not there yet, but I want to get it there, I want to see it there, that will motivate us to find that better prototype and find a better way to communicate that.
Having that extremely real issue to deal with, just pushed us that extra mile.
It will definitely not be a full solution, but I think it'll be useful for Nebraska Medicine just to, gauge where they are and maybe they can build off of what we give them.
I hope that we can make a change, like fixing a small hiccup or optimizing just a little process that would better the overall efficiency of Stratcom.
To have something grounded in the real world and not just for a grade is a different kind of stress that I think I enjoy more.
The fact that we were able to help them with a problem that they have using this process that we learned, I think that's really impactful, and it shows just how much we can apply this outside of what we're doing here in an undergrad program.
I would totally be open to doing this every summer now that I've gone through it, and I've gone through the whole process, and I learned that I enjoyed this process.
Don't constrain your thinking. Don't constrain your thinking. That's ideation in a nutshell. That's all I got. I don't know.